But you shouldn't be out here in the streets with no fucking 5, though. Like,
Oh,
let's be
there's still
real.
people walking around with 4s and 5s. I have seen it out here.
I'm impressed.
Yeah, I've seen it, but that you get made fun of. There's mad technology bullying out there. I don't want to be one of those girls.
I like that technology bully.
Yeah, they'll say like, "Oh my God, did you see that snap she posted? It was all pixelated."
So is my phone for y'all entertainment or for my
Well,
use?
Well.
you're entertaining us while you're using it. So
Right.
the fuck.
Be good to your followers, basically. So, hey everybody, welcome back. It's your girl Show Me and your girl Marley Mar. What's up?
Good morning. Oh, is it even morning for? Well, whatever.
It could be morning
for
for some people.
It's morning for us.
It
out
could be
here.
morning.
Hi guys.
Hey, Marley, she's a little tired, but don't worry. We all gonna get over that little Monday hump. You feel me? That's why she got a little confused. But it's very early in the morning where Marley is at all times. But back to saying welcome, and we really appreciate you guys listening in one more time, because guess what? This is episode, yes, that's number 10, baby.
We have made it. We're actually sticking through. We are committed to making this happen. 10 episodes is pretty big. People don't make it this far.
It is pretty big. I'm proud of us, man.
Will we make it to, is it 60, 52 would we? 52 weeks in a year?
I hope so.
Yeah.
And it's not even that. It's like, check this out. Like, mini-series on Netflix be 10 episodes. You feel me? So we doing it. You feel me? Congratulations to my partner, Marley. It's been awesome working with you. Thank you.
And congratulations to you, too. It's been fantastic. We got to keep this going. Y'all got to keep following, got to keep sharing, got to keep listening, subscribing. And
keep supporting.
We appreciate it. It's because of y'all we get up and still do this.
Absolutely. Right. If nobody was listening, we wouldn't keep doing it. So thank you so much.
Who listening to this? And this foolishness of us.
Exactly. Like, we taking time to do this. You feel me?
Yes. I have learned a lot of skills.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. And with that being said, we want to say thank you so much for the engagement on the IG post. I know Marley's going to shout out a few of our posts because we want to make sure that you guys are staying engaged, and we want to show love because everybody wants more followers and more recognition at all times. So we're going to shout you out, of course, from time to time. I know, Marley, you got the responses, right?
Yes. So earlier this week, we posted a question, and we're going to continue doing this throughout the week and in order to gear up for the show. I recently went to a wedding, and it was beautiful. It was amazing. It was my cousin, and I loved it. It
looked super nice. Really
it was
nice.
Old Virginia mansion, kind of, really, really, like, everything was in its place. And, like, the brick was all broken. They don't change anything. It was just beautiful. So my question was, in another conversation with someone else, I had a thought of, like, do people still believe in marriage? So we asked on IG and Facebook, do you still believe in marriage? And one of the facts were, now that 40 to 50% of marriages in the U.S. end in divorce, do you still believe in it? Do you still believe in the sanctity of marriage? And we had some great responses.
We did.
I first want to shout out I am Dean Edwards. And he wrote, I better believe in it, especially if my wife sees this. So straight off bat, he wanted to say he was committed to marriage and a true believer to it. And he also thinks is that marriage and making a marriage work is work. Society had become very disposable with their taste, whether in relationships or vacations. People want things immediately without learning patience is necessary. And I love that because
yeah, that's very true.
Although my ass ain't married, has not been close to it, has been in that, like, those little relationships that feel like you're in a marriage, and then you realize when you get out of it, what the hell was I doing the whole time? Wasting my time?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, it's very true. It's a lot of work, and I've seen my parents go through work. I've seen friends put in work.
Your parents are one of those, like, example couples, though, Marley. You're so blessed. Like, your parents have a beautiful relationship.
Thank you.
There's a lot of love, and they still have fun together, which I think is really awesome.
They have fun together now because of the fact that they got 2 grown-ass kids they don't got to worry about and don't want to worry about.
Yeah, but some people don't make it to that stage to have fun. Real shit. Some people don't even make it to the stage to have fun.
And I can see that they had a lot of patience of work. I've seen everything, right? Like, I've been in the middle. So I know that they've really worked and pushed through it to get to where they are now. And, like, the other day I told them, oh, would you babysit my kids when they go babysit? Excuse me?
Right. It's my time.
I don't want nothing. They don't want anything to do with no children. They don't want anything back to their old ways. They want to live their life.
Yeah, until they actually meet the grandkids. Isn't that what all Hispanic grandparents are like? They act tough, but then they go crazy.
I believe these guys. Trust me. My parents, and my father said it too? Come on now. Both of them.
Oh my God. Marley, you're like their favorite. No offense to your sister. Just joking.
I don't know. We'll see what happens. So, yes, I believe marriage is a lot of work and you got to put in work. I am Lisa
for sure.
L. said, I believe that a lot of people are in lust, not love, and that can ruin a marriage. What do we think about that?
I don't know, because I think I even remember responding to her because I said, what is the difference really? Because sometimes you're just really infatuated with the person you're in love with. I think that's kind of dope to be super infatuated with a person you're in love with.
I like that thought.
Yeah. Like you're supposed to be super infatuated.
I like that. I like that you should be in lust with your husband or your significant other at all times. So that way you don't fall in lust with someone else.
I mean, it may not be like every moment, but it should be like a factor in your relationship. It should be that you desire your partner. It should be that when that person walks in the room, they kind of, do something for you and they turn on a part of your body. Like that should be a part of the equation of a person that you're with. I don't think that's a bad thing. I get it that it's not going to be like that forever and shit dies out. But, you should desire your partner.
I think you should too. That's a great point. That's a valid point. Our friend to the show, Africa George, replied, married couple make more money. I guess for tax purposes, you should get married. I know people who have got married for papers, got married because it's cheaper to keep her. So those kind of things. So yes.
That's true. And at the end of the day, it's a really bad contract. It's just a really big legal document. Like, just to circle back, because even on our Facebook page, a lot of people had something to say. We had an actual Facebook friend that also said that marriage is just a contract that was set up in a shitty way. And that even though I know this person personally is married, this is exactly their opinion. They just think it's a really bad contract. And then I actually have another person who put a religious perspective on it. She grew up in a really Christian household, and she said that she was raised in an environment that she couldn't lay her body with anyone until she was married. So even though she did that for 10 years, she ended up separating, having other relationships after that. So at that time, that's how she felt. But as she matured and became more realistic within herself, she knew that that wasn't the right choice for her, that she could lay with other people that were not, her husband. So it's really interesting. You guys should definitely check it out on our Facebook page at Marty Pod. We're going to give you more info on that later as well. And shout out to everybody. A lot of people have been married for a lot of years. And I was very surprised that most of the men that responded to this post were pro-marriage, which is really good for the contradictory thing that we've all been experiencing, that it seems like guys don't want to get married anymore. But a lot of guys actually responded like yay to marriage. So that's interesting information for all us to know. Like sometimes maybe we're just not having the right conversations with people and we don't realize that maybe people have the same wants and goals. I don't know. Maybe it's worth the conversation, Speaking of the conversations, we're going to definitely dive more into that new way of communicating within the millennial world. You know what I'm saying? Like there is a difference now with how people behave and conduct themselves in relationships. Like the stringent rules and the way that people thought that you had to format your relationship isn't really necessary anymore. The lines are a little bit more blurred. And with that being said, that's why I have like a really dope and very honored opportunity to actually welcome a person to our conversation
I'm
today,
excited
Marley.
to have her on also.
How dope. Like, we actually have a friend of the pod. She actually tunes in. She listens. She likes what we have to say. Her name is Kat. She's the homie. You feel me? Say hi, Kat.
Hey.
Hey.
Hey, everyone.
Welcome to the show.
Yay. We have a Miami native in the building, baby.
Yeah. Miami. Hi, everyone. So I wanted to talk to you guys about my experience a few years ago with bi-ness.
Bisexuality, by the way. We're definitely going to touch on subject on that because nowadays, like, bisexual is the new normal. No?
It's a continuum.
Okay.
Go ahead, elaborate on it, because I think it is it's welcomed than more than before.
Well, it's more welcome for sure.
using all these dating apps, it's so much easier to be discreet about it if you want to explore it. And at any point, you could just totally stop it. So why not try it out if society's telling you it's okay if you even think about it, to just give it a shot? So I did. I used one of these dating apps a few years ago, and I met this girl. We only hooked up like maybe once or twice, but we realized we like guys way more, and we loved talking, and we had so much in common. We just became best friends. Blah, blah, blah. Years later, we become roommates, which, we had to keep everything really discreet, say we met like family friends. That's what everybody would think.
So hold on, you guys were like exes living together? Like that's how I felt?
Not really. We only hooked up twice, and most of the time we were just talking about guys and our experiences.
So you okay. Met on the dating app, you hooked up, but then realized you're on the other side.
Yeah, like imagine you go and meet someone and you vibe right off the bat, and it's like even weird to be sexual with that person because you're like friends.
Right.
But then you just do it anyways because that's why you met. It felt cool, yeah, whatever, but you actually just wanted to be friends.
Right. That's crazy. Yeah.
I guess you guys were like, we met for this purpose and reason, so we have to do it, or not have to.
Right.
Well, we were cool with it at the time, but to continue that and be friends would have been super weird.
That's a little bit.
That could be messy.
Yeah, so we tried to keep it as friends unless we got like blacked out drunk or something, and then.
Wait, I'm sorry. There was a footnote. There's a footnote now. I thought there was clear rules, but no, there's actually footnotes.
No, you said it yourself. It's sexual freedom sometimes.
Okay. Sexual freedom. There you go.
This generation, we don't care when we're blacked out, apparently, but. That's for another story.
So you guys became roommates.
So what ended up happening is that we actually lived together, and I was going through a sexual drought. And she was like, you know what? There's this guy I dated. He's totally disposable to me now. He's a cop, and he's really, really fit. You should have him.
This was her like recommending it?
Yeah, like a total like Yelp review on this guy. I loved it. She like 5-starred him, girth and everything. It was nice. So I was like, okay, send him my picture. Let's see what we got. He definitely was down.
Okay.
And we became Eskimo Sisters. Do you guys know about that?
No, please fill me in.
Yes, fill her in, please.
Well, an Eskimo sister is like an Eskimo brother, which means you both sleep with the same person. So then you're considered an Eskimo sister or Eskimo brother.
But you know what I think of immediately? Eskimo kisses.
Yeah, that's my thought. I'm thinking Eskimo, like, I'm all the way out here near Alaska anyways. So all I'm thinking about is, the nose.
That shit must be common where you from, honey.
I actually don't know why it's called that.
No, it was really cool. I actually was reading a little bit on it. It was like a story about Eskimo brothers. It's like supposedly that two natives, they actually conquered the same queen. It's one of those old ice queen type of stories. It's like an Eskimo fairy tale.
Like a fable.
Yes, and it was about how they both were able to conquer such a powerful being, and they shared that experience. So it's like, in a way, like you two were powerful beings that conquered this man.
Yeah, we would like chit chat at the end of the experience, and I'd be like, he brings his like water bottle and stuff, and she's like, yes, he would never leave his water bottle. And we would like laugh about that shit. Like being Eskimo Sisters is like another level of friendship. It was like crazy.
That is crazy information right now.
Yes. I only stopped messing with the dude because she got a little like needy, and maybe she wanted it to start it again with him. So like I wasn't gonna like swish it off and be sloppy about it.
Hold on a second, wait. So she lent him to you, but then she wanted him back?
A little bit. It felt that way. So I was like, no, you could just have him. He's not that cool anymore.
Emotions were bound to kind of, we're female still, so I guess like emotions were still bound to come back in some way, shape, or form.
Definitely. What's mine is mine, what's yours is yours.
So she just lent it to you like a toy for a little while?
Yeah.
Then why didn't you guys just have a threesome? You used to hook up with her and like you both had sex with him. Wouldn't that be a perfect formula?
At that point, we were living together. We didn't really want to mess things up unless we were drunk.
The house rules in this apartment were for, like, the house rules were, like, set.
Right. They have the chalkboard rule.
Don't hook up with each other unless you've had...
At least try
not to hook up with each other.
There you go.
So, I'm intrigued by the Eskimo Sisters thing because it's so outside of my element. You see how, like, there's a whole world of different things that happen that you don't know about?
Correct.
So I'm just, like, so intrigued. Like, she was just so open to just lend you him. Or, like...
Well, I'm curious. I hear in Seattle it's, like, hipsters. And I think that hipsters are really bi. So...
I'm sure.
You haven't seen that?
No, I'm a little bit more in the professional setting of the Seattle world. So I don't really see too much of that kind of his hipster state of things. Because I feel like that's a little bit more of a younger crowd sometimes.
You'd be surprised. These guys are like
no, but I think like hipsters started there. Like
it's Portland.
Especially in Portland.
For sure.
But I'm saying, like, in the group setting that I have of, like, people that I've met and things like that, they're not really true fully hipsters. They're more still a little bit professional, adult kind of thing. So I'll dive into that one day. And I'll come back to you.
You have to go observe the
yes,
jungle.
exactly, and observe the hipsters out here. Like I said, there's different worlds out there, like this Eskimo thing that you never know. You never know.
Well, you know what? But then again, there's probably a lot of people that you're Eskimo sisters with that you don't even know. Like, real shit. Like, people be sharing people. It's just that they just cut the bullshit and they got right to it. But that happens a lot more than people really want to say out loud. There are people that have slept with the same people more than once. Like, that has happened. Not even
knowingly
betrayal.
Or not knowingly. And
I think sometimes it's not knowingly and sometimes
but
it
this
is
one
knowingly.
you guys were really truly open about it. It was an exchange. It was a share.
And going back to the bi-ness, I feel like I'm over it because I'm definitely way more into guys, but at the same time, I keep going for guys that are very feminine, so I'm like, oh,
so maybe you kind of like an in-between type of dude.
But I don't. I need a masculine dude, but I keep going for a non-masculine.
But wouldn't that be perfect if you are a gay girl to be with a feminine man?
No.
No.
I don't think that works.
Like, I'm not trying to be ignorant. I'm sorry. No offense to lesbians. I don't mean that. But what I mean is, like, sometimes when you're attracted to just a human, it's an easier transition. I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Maybe it doesn't work that way. I don't know. I'm not gay, so I'm so
What
sorry.
do you mean, though, Kat, by a feminine man? So is it like he does his eyebrows, or is it like
not metrosexual, but feminine, like putting his hands on his hips, like resting his hands on his hips to talk to people, especially men, switching it up to the other hip, then like holding his hands between his legs as he sits gently.
Oh my God! But why you gotta say gently? Like,
because it's like I'm trying to paint a picture for you guys.
Okay.
It's gentle. Like, they have this, like, I can't. It's for another girl, like, but I've noticed that I've gone for it because I wouldn't have been stuck in that situation if I hadn't gone for it myself.
I mean, let's be real here. I'm not sure if I'm even comfortable with the term of a bisexual man, to be honest. I know that's really double standard and, like, bias, but I don't feel comfortable with a man being bisexual and me being involved with that person as well. For some reason, I know that men perceive it a lot more comfortably. Like, they can, like, someone can come up to Kat tomorrow and be her man and be, like, okay with the fact that she has a past with women, you know? I'm sure he'll probably love it. But if a guy told me right now, like, I used to date guys and he wants to, like, be involved with me, I'm not sure if I'm ready for that.
You still don't watch Insecure, do you?
I don't. God, this girl's been promoting
It happened in an episode
man.
of Insecure.
Don't tell me. Stop telling me stuff.
Well, there goes that example of this conversation. Just watch it.
Spoiler.
Watch an episode of Insecure. You'll see what happens. That just reminded me of that sense. But I get what you're saying. It is a double standard.
Am I being close-minded?
No, I think all women think like that. Watch the episode of Insecure, like I said, and you'll see what happened. Because that's essentially in that same mind frame. We as women, and I think that's society in general, all across the board, we have double standards on everything. So
I think it's biological, though.
it may be.
Like, you want to find a guy that you can procreate with at the end of the day and, like, make sure it's it's just all survival.
He can still get you pregnant.
No, but, like, the way that we see things attractive in our brains, like, it all goes down to, like, those genetic things that, like, I need a man to, in my eyes, look strong enough to, you know?
Yeah, but there's some guys that act effeminate and they're probably beasts in bed.
Oh, yeah, I experienced it, but I still I can't stick it through with that person.
Right. Because it's just something that you prefer not to do with a guy. You prefer him not to be that way.
I can't be with my best friend. Like, it was like having a best friend guy.
But that's a girl.
That's a girl guy.
A girl guy. There you go.
I don't know.
I'm trying to, but I would see where you would have a hard time with a guy who acts more feminine than probably you, or something like that, or just acts.
Wow, that's a lot though.
I'm just
more feminine than you. Like Jesus.
Yeah. Women don't put their hands on their hips anymore. That's really feminine.
I guess, but they could have also been raised with a lot of women.
That too.
And you know how you pick up like gestures. You know what I mean? Like, it could be that.
So tell me something. If a guy was very effeminate and he asked you to change his ways because he loved you, would you do it?
What do you mean change his ways? How?
Like, help him not put his hands on his hips.
I think I
help
would.
Him not,
I think I would do that. If a person is trying to ask for help on how to make the relationship work, I think that you should A, do it off the strength of that, and B, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would rather the guy not be effeminate. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like we all have a picture that was painted to us, even as children, as to what kind of roles men had to play. Even when we watch cartoons, when we watch Disney movies, the man would rescue the woman from, like, the tower. You know, like,
I know.
It's always been a protector. It's always been that role of a guy being more strong than you are, because we've been taught that. No matter how hard we try to act like we weren't, we were. So there is a part of us that kind of still desires that testosterone that you're missing as a woman. Like, I get it. I totally see that. But I also think that the new man is a little softer. And it's something that we kind of have to come to terms with. Like,
I didn't want to change him. I thought the opposite. Like, if this is who you are, who am I to change this? If you're actually not gay at all, and you promised me that, and I still have a problem with it, I don't want to change you. You're perfectly perfect.
But you do have a problem. You just said you do have a problem.
I do. I have a problem being in a relationship with a person like that.
Right. But you just said, would you do that?
It's not fitting for her and the relationship she wants.
Right.
In essence, it's not the relationship
and I totally
that
get
she
that.
would want.
I'm not a cheater, and I know my eyes would wander immediately, so I couldn't.
You know what's interesting? So a friend of mine had sex with someone, right? And their dick was very small. And she said that it was not satisfying at all. So she said, there's no way we can stay together because I would cheat all the time. So what does one do when that happens? Because I'm sure that women do meet guys from time to time that it's just, there's nothing they can do about the fact of how small that man's penis is.
Pack your bags, leave town.
Leave town. Wow.
I guess, again, there's standards of where we would stay around and work on things with, and what things that you just can't live your life with, I guess, in a sense. Like, you just...
Damn,
not like
son.
in a negative... I'm not saying it in a bad way. I'm just saying, like...
How is that a good thing? Like, nothing that you said was good, right?
What? Not in a bad way, but you have a little bit. Jeez. I'd rather have him small titties.
You rather him have man boobs?
No, I'm saying, as a woman, what's worse, like, in comparison to that experience of having a small penis?
Right. No, that's what I'm saying. You rather
having small titties.
Oh, like, you have...
Like,
exactly.
A's. Like...
But women can fix
like,
that.
You're not even a woman.
No, but women can fix that.
Women
That's
can
a
fix
fixable
that.
thing.
It's true. I don't know how these extends programs work. But
wow, right. The pills that guys been drinking since 1998. Like, are these things working?
Dangerous, first of all.
It sounds unhealthy.
It sounds so dangerous.
It sounds like we need to see for ourselves.
Like a penis extension, like surgery? I'm sure it happens.
They use pumps too.
Yeah, they do. Austin Powers had a penis
But those
pump.
are like momentum kind of things. Like those are just in the moments. Like those don't last forever. So your man's gonna pump every time before having
Right.
sex with you. Like
Maybe.
it's a lot of work.
That'd be cool.
It's a lot of work, but what if this person is unfortunately very unendowed?
I mean, if you can't even feel it,
Yeah,
an unhappy wife is a sad life.
it is.
It is a sad life.
But do you stop loving that person completely? Like if you actually have feelings and love.
Yes.
It's just like, I don't know. I'm not saying that sex is everything.
Kat knows what she wants and what she doesn't want. Like flat out has already told us here.
I think we are
Established
clear.
That's why I'm single.
clearly what she wants.
Hey, call me Gina.
Call her Gina, homie. There you go.
I'm kidding.
This is great.
No, but it's like, I don't know. Like, I'm not saying that you shouldn't give a person a chance if the sex is not perfect. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that there might be some things that are hard to work with for some people.
Yeah.
You know, and like, I how can you not respect that? Like, what if that's just something that person just can't put up with? You know, like, I don't know.
And sexual freedom, go to the swingers club.
Or maybe that could be helpful in their relationship. Do you think that's why guys like to watch other women like fuck their wives because other men fuck their wives because their dicks are small?
Well, one of the reasons might be that.
One of the reasons, maybe.
Not, like in their sick.
No, I mean a lot of people are into that. A lot of people are
A
into
lot?
that. Yeah, a lot. I've met more than one
Okay.
for sure. Like for
A few
sure.
people, yes.
A few. It's like it was like a rich person thing for a while.
It's gaining power.
I don't know what that's about.
I don't understand it either.
I don't get it. I wish we can bring someone on the show that can like explain.
If you're a
this.
swinger out there in the state of Washington or Florida, please reach out to us. We would love to have you on the show.
Yes, we would. So we can dive in and understand exactly, what is it that's triggering that stimuli? Why? Like why someone else? I just would like to know. I don't know.
I don't know either. That's the same thing with like S&M. Is that what it's called? S&M. There's like all these other areas of sex and sexuality that people have that is not understanding to us. I mean, not to everyone.
Yeah, but sex has a lot to do with power. And however you can channel that power is really what gets people the most off, Because that's really what it comes down to at the end of the day. It's like a person having 100% control over you might be your thing. And that might be what it takes for you to get off. And some people just take it to another level. Just like some people like to be 100% in control. So it's like they just take it to another level. Like I guess everybody's degree is just different in a way. And like because of the sexual freedoms now, I feel like people are able to now find that world a lot more accessibly than they did in the past. Because I'm sure they have like these chat rooms, you know what I'm saying? And like these like parties that we don't even know about with certain hashtags that we don't even know about. You know what I mean? Like I'm sure there has to be like a whole world that we're not even aware of. Real shit.
Yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm. Only like a little aware of.
Just a tad of according to Kat. You know what I mean? So it's
We
like
learn something new every day.
right.
It's a nice way to be committed and still have variety.
Right. And I feel like that's the way that people sell that idea. Because it's like you still get to
Make your marriage last, I guess, in a sense. Like that's how people make marriages work. Is having
Like even if you don't want to swing, you could just go there and do your thing and just have a sexy atmosphere.
right. Just to enhance the experience. That could be another way of looking at it.
Like live porn.
Right.
I don't know. I'm desensitized to it, so I think it'd be just cool. It'd be cool to see other people while you're doing your thing, as long as there's no interactions. I think there's no harm done.
So you mean like just being there watching? in essence, or just being surrounded by
Yeah.
that energy and that feel.
No, or she even said, like, if she's there with her guy, like, she can be having sex with her guy while others are having sex with their people. But even though that they don't touch other people, it will be more stimulant. You know what I'm saying?
Because it's
To be
happening
in that
around you,
environment.
in the environment,
So,
yeah.
right. So it's like that's a good point. Like, even if you want to just keep your relationship interesting, it doesn't necessarily mean you have to have sex with other people. It could be that you switch
New
it up like that.
atmospheres,
Like,
new
that's
things
true.
like that. That makes sense.
Like you allow their eyes to wander, imaginations to flow, you know?
Right. And that kind of, I can understand how that might calm down that desire of something different within a person. Because, I think that sometimes that's what happens in relationships. People just want something different because we're just humans. Like, it's just like, sometimes you would like to go to a Thai restaurant. It's just like sometimes you just want something else. And that doesn't mean the person doesn't love you. It just means sometimes that's what happens. And maybe that is a solution to some people. A lot of couples go to strip clubs together, and like they watch strippers together, or like they get a private dance together. Like, sometimes they just do that to kind of keep it alive, I guess.
I guess that ties back into our conversation with bisexuality, where people really being kind of true within them, like being within themselves, like testing out new waters, like being out into finding out what you truly like and what you really feel, and kind of switching things up to kind of keep your, I guess, emotions, your feelings, your energy kind of intact within yourself, being honest with yourself kind of thing. That's where I see this at.
Because I think that's like, in a way, that's a way of having like honest fun.
Yeah.
Like, wouldn't it be better if you were in a relationship with someone, even like we talked about with Africa Gio when he was on, the double standard of coming into a relationship of like, oh, you should accept that your man might sometimes want to have sex with somebody else. And then in return, you and I were like, okay, but what if it's the female that feels that way? Would you still be okay with that relationship? He flat out just said no, right? So it's like that double standard is the limitations that are not necessary in certain dynamics of a relationship. Maybe these people have figured out something that we haven't yet. You know what I'm saying? That it's like, if you just allow your person to kind of have outside experience, sometimes you guys can stay together for the rest of your lives. Like, is that really, you know what I mean? Is that really what it's come down to, Marley? You know what I'm saying? Like, is that our understanding? Have we just gotten there as adults and as realistic functioning humans in this world that we live in now? It's like, is this what it is now? Like, I feel like it's kind of becoming that.
It depends. I feel like we've also seen the relationships that are catering to that sort of man, and out of fear the woman stays
right. And I've seen it go very left.
Right. Like, what if some people in society aren't ready to make that move, and then that's where it starts interfering with what a relationship really is. Do you stay with them because you love them, or because you're afraid of being alone?
True. Because it sometimes kind of blows my mind where the girl was never like gay, but then she marries the guy that swings, and like now she's like all up in pussy now.
Yeah.
It's like,
that's weird, right?
Right. It's like that was a fucking transition, bitch.
I
like,
have a name for that. That's a spaghetti lesbian.
Okay.
Please tell us that.
Please intrigue us.
I don't know. Maybe I've been in this world for a while, but I've heard it on the street, and that's what you call girls that are just like, I've gone to raves and stuff, and this is where an environment where girls love on girls very freely.
Right. Because a lot of people are on drugs.
Yes.
Right? So drugs makes you want to touch.
Yeah.
Right.
But sometimes you could tell that the girl's just doing it for like a guy's attention, and we're like, oh, look at this spaghetti les.
Okay. Why spaghetti les? Why spaghetti? That's
I have
funny.
no idea. I would love
she just
to
folds,
know.
Like she becomes a mierda.
I haven't even cared enough to look it up, but I know that I can't stand these girls that are just spaghetti les.
Okay.
Like, don't use me for your man's entertainment. I did not sign up for that.
I can really admit that I've noticed a bunch of girls that kind of, I didn't know it was that called that. But I noticed, how the girl, all of a sudden you all out and everybody's drinking, and then that one girl starts to act extra gay when she never really acts gay with you, but it's like you're just doing this because there's guys here. I don't think that I'm the only one that has seen that. Like, I totally know what you're talking about. That it's like now you're acting like way gay, and you're not even gay. Like, it's like, what's going on right now? Like, you're totally doing this shit for attention.
I'm over here texting.
I don't know.
I'm
I get
texting
it.
my gay cousin to find out what's the full definition of a spaghetti lesbian.
Oh, that's hilarious. We would love her on the podcast.
And she would be hilarious. She's a true gay lesbian. I love her.
She's a gay lesbian. Shout out to the gay lesbian listeners. We love your support.
So Urban Dictionary says a spaghetti lesbian is a female who is straight until she is wet.
Oh. Okay.
I needed to find out like where this term came from. Maybe it's been used incorrectly, but that's how I use it.
Okay. There you go. That broadened that shit like crazy.
That gave. I was thinking a whole nother thing, but okay. That gave us.
I just wanted to make sure I didn't make this up. Like, this is real terminology here.
It's funny.
By the way, lesbian parties.
sure.
If you've never been to, oh my God, what is that thing? What is that party out there in Miami? It's like lesbian weekend.
It's like with water.
Yes, it's oh my gosh,
Aqua
girl.
Yeah,
That shit is so much fun. I did not have a lesbian experience, but we had we went supporting my cousin. Like me, my cousin's the only gay one out of all 5 of us, including like her sister, my sister, and another cousin. And
That's
we had
cool,
a fucking blast. A fucking blast.
I heard that event really is really popular.
That's
like,
crazy you liked it.
This was
I'm
years ago.
discreet about it.
Really?
Why? That shit
Because
sounds like it's fun.
I've heard things said about like the image you get when you go to that sort of thing publicly. Like I'm only like discreetly by.
Got it.
Like nobody would ever know.
It's very well. I was with family. I was supporting a family member. So in essence, for me, participating and being there, I wasn't thinking anything of it other than I'm spending time with family and I'm having a good ass time and we're getting drunk and we're just.
You saw it innocently,
But it was
innocent.
No, but when I spoke about it with my guy friends and I was like 19 and I really wanted to go because I was really exploring and like making friends that were lesbians, like. They were like, what? You're going to go to this dyke place and you're going to, like, be seen that way? And I don't know. At the time, I was afraid to be seen that way. I was 19. And I don't know.
Because you probably weren't into the full establishment of the fact that, like, that's the lifestyle you wanted to be a part of, probably. Or you didn't want to be seen in a certain way.
They like to sell it.
Probably. But I think in this case, I remember just having a good time, and I remember just all the girls that were there were just like, you know, when you go to a club and like men are like shoving and pushing and rude and all that stuff, like you really felt like you're just having a fucking good time and drinks are flowing.
Aww.
And like other girls are very like, here's a drink, like everyone's just sharing, like here, take.
Now I want to go.
But this was probably I want to say maybe 5 years ago, a little bit longer, so I was like about 20 something, and it was just, I remember just having a good time. And like
I still get emails from them. Now you make me want to go.
You should go.
The only thing I always remember, we went into the pool party because it was like 3 days. So we went to the pool party and all these girls are in the pool and all this makeup and lashes and mascara. The pool starts turning black.
Oh my God, get the hell out of here. That's crazy.
The shit is just like the makeup is floating at the top. It was so gross.
Yo.
Oh my God.
Talk about freedom as women.
You saw the most amazing bathing suits. Everyone was done up. And just imagine being like fully done up and it's just all girls. Like a girl fashion show, like to the 9. Just all, like it was really fun.
That's
like we
crazy.
had a really, I will never forget that memory. It was maybe because I spent it with my cousins, and my family, but it's kind of something you don't forget. Like a good time kind of thing.
Right. And I think it's dope that your family is open enough to support your gay cousin. I think that's awesome. I love that.
I think the cousins are open to.
But still, that's still inclusive.
No, they are.
You feel me? It has to start somewhere.
It's for, I guess for the adults in essence, it was an adjustment of knowing, because not to single out my cousin, but she is the only gay member in the family from what I know. So,
well, publicly,
but exactly from whatever I know. But it took time for I guess the adults, like for me as a teenager and like as a kid and as a cousin of hers, we can care less. But for the
It
adults,
was, our generation was, we were different. It was introduced differently to us, so it doesn't necessarily make us as uncomfortable as it does.
But anyways, check out Aqua Girl if you're in the Miami area.
For sure. And if those of you who are having a hard time coming out, like, we all have a gay cousin, because I definitely have 3. And I'm telling you right now that your family knows. I'm telling you, like, your family knows. We're just waiting for you. You know what I'm saying? But your family knows usually. You know what I'm saying?
They could start off by. It's not that bad.
Start off by. There you go, Kat. Start off by.
I'm
And
not
slowly
saying
move into it.
anything.
I get it. I don't think that you should share by to family. No?
No, don't make them worry.
That's unnecessary.
It's my sexualness.
It's like one more thing for your mother to really be mortified about because you still don't have children and you're not married yet. You know what I'm saying?
They didn't cry enough about the tattoos.
Yeah.
Just let them be.
Yeah.
That generation isn't ready.
No, they're not.
Not ready.
And the funny thing is like people been by. Like none of this is new. Like back in the day, like people were definitely sneaking off and doing stuff. Like I bet you money that someone's grandma was out there doing something. I promise. No, it's true. They're humans.
Grandmas.
But it is grandmas. It is grandmas. Don't you ever watch like them old school movies and they have like that little lesbian love? That's been happening. None of this is new. It's just now that it's more amplified because we can see it more. Because of social media.
And we can access it more.
Speaking of social media, anything else popping out in these worlds today? What did we have?
Didn't you see that Gabrielle Union also stated that she was raped when she was a teenager? She shared it in her new book. Yeah. And that her and Dwayne Wade's relationship was, a big part of her life. She discusses that, the cheating, the kid on the side. She brings that up in the book. And she also talks about that she had 9 miscarriages.
They've been trying can you imagine? Like, I'm sure that happens to a lot of people. But in her circumstance where he had another child with someone and you are here with trying,
That's
you go on a break
a low
and it
blow.
has a child.
Can you think about that? Like you literally are having a hard time getting pregnant, then your man cheats on you and he gets somebody else pregnant. Whoa. That's a blow to the gut.
That hurt me just knowing that she had that many miscarriages.
Yeah, that's insane.
Just and then thinking about the fact that he had a child with someone else while they were on a break. Like it just like that was a hard hit to me. I was like, oh crap.
I think she's a strong girl though.
She definitely is.
She seems like even though like she's just a character on the show on Being Mary Jane, I feel like that's been one of the most relatable characters that I've seen in a show in years. I feel like a lot of women can relate to her. I know I relate to her on a lot of the storylines. I think it's very well written. And the show, I think, reminds me of who I think she kind of is in a way. Like, she's kind of a very strong woman on the show. And I think that, at least the image that they're selling to me, I see Gabrielle Union to be a strong woman.
I see her too. She plays that character very well, but there is a lot of her in it. And like realistic, real women kind of pieces within that show, within her character.
I really do like her. And I think it's awesome now that like a lot of like the younger women have more examples of like positive women that do their thing. I think that's really cool. Like, I don't know, like, for example, like Kat, I know you and I and Marley have this in common, that we come from like a Hispanic background. So we already kind of understand the traditional roles. So we have that history. But then at the same time, like, we're modernized because we grew up now. So it's like we understand that those ways don't really fit anymore, It's like a transition that's taking place at the same time.
Yeah. What that means for me is that I don't need to be necessarily married at 25 or have kids by this age. And I can definitely rely on myself.
Right. And that independence gives you freedom. It does.
But so much more that, I don't know, you become a little cynical about, like, dating or something.
How so?
Yeah.
Because you're so independent. You're like, damn, I could have done that better myself. Like,
Definitely.
You're just better at everything.
Like, it's a waste of time?
Yeah, like, I don't know. You become a little self-sufficient.
You really do, though.
You really do. You really put yourself in a situation like I can do all of this by myself. What's the point of having like not what's the point, but like
Or what's
why
the point
need
of putting up
someone?
with shit?
Yeah, like
That's really what it is. What's the point of putting up with shit?
I think it's
my-
added work. A relationship is just like I already have all this work that I got to do, all these things that I'm striving for, all these goals that I have, and then you got to be here. Like this, your significant other got to be here, and you be like, I got to put in work into this also, and committed. But something else, all that other pieces, something has to be let go of, or has to be not let go of, but has to be kind of, put aside. Has to be
But you
brought
ain't
down.
that to me, you know what all that means? You just have not found the right person. Like the only thing I've learned in my recent experiences, and aside from the fact that I've had very positive recent experiences that I will, keep to myself for at the moment, like sometimes it really just is you have to meet the right person. It's not supposed to be hard work. You feel me? And I know exactly what you feel
agree.
like because I used to feel just like that, Marnie. Like there was mad experiences that I'm like, fuck, like this is a problem right now. Like I like hanging out with you and doing this. I have to rearrange so much of myself that you start to think to yourself, is it really worth it? Like everything that I'm sacrificing right now because you're not really getting a good return. That's when I
Yes.
realized that, you know what I mean? Like I'm not getting a good return. So therefore, this is why this is a negative subject for me. So when you start to get a good return, it's because you found the right person.
True.
That's really just something that I've experienced, and I can say that for sure. That's as honest as it can be. If you guys are all having a really hard time, it's because you really are with the wrong person. It's not
You
supposed
shouldn't
to
be
be like
dropping
mad
everything.
work.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be that. You feel me? Like, fuck, this is a lot of work to be together. Like, it shouldn't be like that. These are some of the easy things in life,
That's what I want. I want something that's just naturally occurring. Like it's a naturally part of your life and a natural part of everything you have going on. It's this
Exactly.
added piece within there of a
Like,
situation
I'm still
that's occurring.
existing. I'm still existing.
Yes, still existing while in this, relationship, the situation, whatever.
Exactly. And I think that that's more honest than when people 100% just lose themselves when they're with someone. Because then sometimes those relationships end up crumbling because it's like, it's a distorted version of reality. You know what I mean? Like, you still have to be someone somehow. And, like, you need to have that constant individuality happening because how else can you survive? I don't know. Like, I don't know. I just feel like when it's the right person, it works.
It makes sense.
Like, people be liking all this other fantasy shit, this fucking glamour. No, like, support me, I support you, we're gonna do this. That's love to me.
Yeah.
That's dope.
But lately what's been happening is like the guys don't want to settle down if they're doing well. If they're
True.
doing well, they just want to spend it lavishly on like women that are not trophy wise, but they're trophy somethings.
Trophy somethings. Well, especially in the culture in Miami.
Yeah,
They're
at
IG
least in this
pictures.
culture.
That's what they are.
Right.
They are IG
They're all they're
stand-ins.
walking IG pictures. Absolutely. Like,
They're IG
tell them
stand-ins.
how it is right now when a guy has a good job out here and he's like at a club, like
He could be the biggest loser and
Yes.
he'll fucking won't text you back the next day, even if you gave it up. Like, are you fucking kidding me? In another, like, I don't even know, in another world, you just wouldn't have had that opportunity. So, like, I don't know.
It's really warped, and it's because out here it matters what you spend your money on, what kind of car you drive, where you go to hang out. Like, stupid shit matters like that in Miami.
And guys are like milking it on to like their 40s.
Yes.
So like they're not settling down until like later. I've dated way beyond my age, just to see what works, because these guys don't want to settle down, and I do. Like, I believe not in marriage, but I believe in at least a monogamous relationship that's long term.
Right. But your monogamy might be fun because you're willing to experiment sometimes.
Well, not with my man.
Oh, you see, that's different. You see, that's different now. Didn't she just say that sometimes swingers make it? You see, Kat?
Yeah, but I didn't say I would do that.
Okay.
Maybe if we're like 50-year anniversary. Here you go, babe. I know you've been waiting for this.
50 years is a long time. He earned it.
Yeah, that's a good sport.
That's cute. That's cute. I want to be with someone for 50 years. Shit, that's amazing. Your parents are going to be together for 50 years eventually, Marley.
Pretty much, probably. Yeah. 30 years already, 30-something years already down. So
Yeah.
20 more to go. But that just makes me older, so no. let's pause. I don't want to think that far down.
I just think it's so awesome. Like, I feel like a lot of people don't have examples of a healthy relationship in their life. And I think that it's really awesome when you actually get to meet people that know, you know, like, oh, that's a healthy relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's cool. Like, you need examples sometimes.
I just had an idea to make an IG page of my parents' life.
Aw. That's cute. No, like, they have themed parties.
Aww.
They had a Great Gatsby party the other day. Everybody wore a big hat. They had a tea party. You have to see
How
these
cute.
cute as you don't understand how cute. Like their relationship is so much. Yes, they are Pinterest.
A Pinterest
That's just
couple.
my mom being extra.
But your mom is fun, and that's why your father loves her. Are you kidding me?
Is she like Hispanic white? Like, I've never seen this.
What? Well, because she's Hispanic. Is your mom a white woman? Basically, that's what Marley is asking.
I've never seen this in my
She watches
My
culture.
She watches way too much Real Housewives. So,
Oh, you see?
and so
No, she's a fun Dominican woman.
she's
That's
really
fun.
My mom is very
No, but that's fun, and
energetic.
I think that, you know what? I think that that's pretty cool because even one of the people that commented on our IG post about marriage, one of the things that he said, Joel the Barber NYC, shout out to his beautiful family, he actually mentioned that, you know, being able to just be fun and like have fun is important. Like, you have to be able to like shoot the shit and laugh and like, you know, do fun Great Gatsby brunches with your husband. You know what I mean? Like, that's dope. Like, that's dope. It is. I'm sorry. I'm a little extra, Marley, you know?
No, I know. And I
Like,
think that's
like
where
shit
I
like that.
learned my little extraness also. I'd be like, what on
You, of course, you guys are big. You guys are party animals. Your whole freaking patrulla of family is. Like, are you kidding me? You guys be turned up like, all the time.
I'm going to work on this IG page for my parents to make their own little power couple page.
Oh, I love it. Dominican love.
Dominican love.
I love it.
Anyways. This was a great conversation, ladies. I've learned so much this episode, by the way. Eskimo Sisters.
Eskimo Sisters.
Spaghetti lesbians.
Spaghetti lesbians.
Wow. That's a tough one. My cousin didn't text me back yet. But I'm gonna get her opinion on these spaghetti lesbians out here in these streets. See what she knows.
Right. And also believing a little bit more in love, guys.
Definitely.
Believing a little bit more and understanding that sometimes things, you know, can work out, and sometimes you can not have to work so hard. It shouldn't be like dreadful when we communicate, you know?
Maybe the fact that my generation isn't settling is because we believe in love.
Maybe. You know, I really think that your generation really does believe in love. I really do believe that. And, like, they really want to be with one person. It's mind-blowing. Like, they want to be sexual deviants to, like, a maximum level. And then, like, be with one person. Like, it's just, like, such a fucking warped reality. It's crazy.
I believe that.
Yeah. It's crazy. I see it. I actually see it.
I see that.
And there's so many
see
couples
that,
that I
for sure.
meet that, like, dibble and dabble. Like, it happens a
Dibble and
lot.
dabble.
It really does. It's like this new like hippie sex. Like, it's just, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's like this, like, we're groovy again, guys.
I blame the porn industry.
It's the marijuana intake. Okay? Everyone is always groovy.
Is the alcohol.
No, fuck the alcohol. The alcohol's gonna kill us all. It really is, and we just fuck with it like it's nothing. Yo, people be pounding down alcohol in Miami. Like, I forget. It's just when I go out, I'm like, yo, like, people drink a lot here. A lot.
Seattle's a drinking town.
I'm sure.
Seattle's a drinking city.
It's
a
rain.
very I didn't realize it, like, culture-wise. Everything's about a happy hour and being out there at a bar drinking.
Well, it could be because
There
of the
are
weather, Mar.
Multiple. It could be, but I mean, in the summertime, well, you know what? You're right. Because the summer was so amazing that all you could do was go outside and want to have a freaking drink and be out there and drinking with friends.
Right.
Because you're stuck inside, but the rest of the year, drinking by yourself and smoking by yourself because you're just like, there's nothing to do out
Yeah, because
here.
it's legalized.
And the
over
rainy
there.
season is coming. Yeah, you think with it being legalized, I would smoke more, but it's just because you're at access to it. Like, you're not even thinking about
That's
it.
like really what it is like. Like, I believe that. Like, and you're not the first person that has said that. That people say, like, when you can, you actually smoke less.
Because you're not worried about it.
You're not worried about
like,
it.
you're
Right.
not like
Exactly.
You're not scheduling your life of when can I get some or
Right.
like no. You're just like, oh, let me just get some cash out and just go.
Right.
Like when I'm in the mood.
Exactly.
So
Look at that. Look at the forward thinking of the government. Let's see how far this goes. You know what I'm saying?
well, it's state legal.
Yeah, I know, I
so
know.
It's still that separation, but
But
sure.
it's slowly getting better. It all started with one state. You know what I'm saying? It happens. All right, so we definitely want to make sure that you guys stay engaged with our YouTube posts as well. We're going to make sure
Yes.
to get you guys to follow. Marley, tell them a little bit about that.
So now you can listen to us on YouTube. Our YouTube channel, just search Messy Mondays Podcast. So now if you're at work and you can't listen to it on your phone, you can listen to it on the YouTube. I see it happen at work for me. So YouTube is now available. We still have Google Play. You're still listening to us on Apple. Make sure you're subscribing. Also on SoundCloud. Make sure you're subscribing, commenting. We really want to hear your thoughts on this week's episode about spaghetti lesbians. We want to hear about Eskimo Sisters if you have an experience with that. Thank you to Kat. Maybe we'll bring Kat every month to teach us something new.
I like that. I like that. Or if you're Eskimo
new
brothers,
language.
guys, you guys can also share that too.
Please share with us. Continue to follow, continue to share, and subscribe.
And you know what?
Subscribe.
And sidebar. Kat never used to listen to podcasts until she started listening to Messy Mondays. Now, Kat is listening to how many podcasts you listen to now?
At least 7.
7 podcasts now, guys. That's how powerful the movement is.
Podcasts are amazing. I am a podcast nerd, 100%. So if you need any recommendations, let me know, Kat. I'm happy to trade with you. I have probably 11. So my life is legit. Like, I know what I'm listening to on Mondays. I know what I'm listening on Tuesdays.
That's
I know what drops on
awesome.
Wednesdays. I know what drops on Thursdays. And then I save everything for like the weekend, little pieces on the weekend, because some drop.
I'm
more than
taking
one day.
advice from Chelsea Handler. She has some great suggestions on her show. Like,
Oh, awesome. She has a podcast?
no, she like has guests that are like maybe like forward thinking in politics or something like that, and then they'll give you advice on like what podcast they're making that's more like modern, like to what we need to know, you know.
To report the news.
Yes.
Yeah, because that's
Yeah,
another
she had
area.
She had the guys from Pod Save America on there.
That's what
and
I'm
they're
listening
pretty
to.
awesome. Those guys you will know, well, they're old Obama writers, for those who don't know, Obama speech writers. So they know everything of what happens in the White House and like how things are supposed to be structured and whose responsibilities are what or how things happen. And yes, it's very left leaning, like they're very, very democratic, but
There's no
provide you with a
problem with
lot of information. No, like, I'm just saying, like, a lot of people will be like, oh, but that's just so one opinion sided, which is fine for like those who just want to hear that side only. But it really teaches you a lot of what should be happening as opposed to what is happening.
I like how they
How
dice
things aren't
things
happening
up.
the way they should. Yes, they're realistic. But I can give you plenty of my podcast suggestions if you're looking for some.
Yes, and we would love to hear if our listeners have any suggestions for podcasts that we should all tune into, because we would love to like show love to the fellow podcasters and cross promote and, you know, help everyone get access, because at the end of the day, we got to support each other in our own little podcast world. You know, little by little, guys, we're getting a little stronger. So, hey, you know, why not?
Thank you guys for listening. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter. I'm going to be on there talking about whatever shows I can find that I'm entertained by and keep you guys engaged on there. So our Twitter, Messy Mondays Pod. Send us your stories, your emails, your questions to our Gmail, messymondayspod@gmail.com. And also follow us on Facebook, Messy Mondays Pod. And follow us on IG, Messy Mondays Podcast. Thank you, Kat, for coming on.
Yes, thank you. Another guest on a great episode of Messy Mondays. Make sure to answer our questions and stay engaged. We really appreciate the support. And it's Messy Mondays. It's your girl Show Me, your girl Molly Mar.
Messy Mondays.